Hey folks, Tom Kalinowski here, Thomas Wall Covering and Painting. Today I'm working in Orleans, Massachusetts on an old house on the east end of town, and the wall covering, this is a quick wall covering video on wallpaper removal. A lot of these old homes that were built back in the 60s and 70s have old paper backed wall covering. Kind of reminds you of grandmother's wallpaper that were put up either by a homeowner or a painter, and it was done unprofessionally. And many jobs, people did their own work much of the time back then. I know my parents did. But one of the common problems with wall covering removal today is when I go to work on an old house, can even be a newer home, the wallpaper has been applied or the wall covering directly over the wall. And in this situation, they've got the old wall board, which came out before drywall back in the 60s, and this particular paper was installed directly over the paint. And we have a problem here because after I did a test section on the wall itself, I noticed that the wall covering is taking forever to remove. Already it's been about 2 hours trying to get this off. And the reason why it's taking so long is because these walls weren't sized. And back then, sizing was really important before hanging wall covering because it made the wallpaper removal a lot easier later. It protected the walls, and it also made the install much more easy, so you could make the adjustment and get the match without adhering the wall covering too fast. It gives you kind of that working time to be able to install it. So here I am working on this particular wall here, and I noticed that because the walls weren't sized, and today what we do is we always apply specifically a wall covering primer, on the walls, whether it be for pre-pasted or unpasted or self-stick wall covering. And in this situation, like on a lot of projects we work on, we use a garden sprayer, and we penetrate the surface by running over it with sandpaper. And what that does is it allows the hot water that we use. We actually use a boiling water that we use we boil it in a big pot in a client's kitchen. And the hotter the better. And we combine it with white vinegar and or dishwashing liquid. You can even use like a fabric softener, which really works well. And after we put sandpaper over all this, we use our sprayer and we let it soak in for about 10 minutes. And the key here is to remember to always apply your removal tool gently enough so that I'm just getting under all that backing while minimizing the damage to the walls. Because I can't tell you how many times where we've been in a situation where I've had a new guy, an apprentice, come in and you might be a big, strong, capable individual, but they become overly ambitious and they start digging into the drywall, creating more damage and gouging, which requires a lot more preparation and the application of a compound or a spackle. And you have to, more than not, you have to apply 2 to 3 coats of it, and then you have to sand it down and make it smooth and uniform to the rest of the wall. So the reason why I'm using this particular broad knife, it's just a 6-inch broad knife with a soft blade, is that it allows me to get underneath that wall covering after wetting it for about 10 minutes, minimizing the damage. See, so we want to make sure that wall is it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be a lot better than having to repair and patch and skim coat over a torn wall covering or a torn wallboard or a torn up drywall surface. So just another tip from Thomas Wall Covering here. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach us. It's down below, and it's thomaswallcovering.com or thomaswallcovering.net. And look forward to working with you soon. Have a great day.